Okay, how you guys doing? I just wanted to give you guys a quick update today. I'll try and not do one of these 19-minute rambles and try and keep it brief, but just wanted to let you know what's been going on here the past few days. So, since we last spoke, there has been a little bit of news. You may have seen on my Facebook wall, or you may have read it on NPR or seen in the New York Times, but India has gone on a full nationwide lockdown. That's 1.3 billion people who are under order to stay at home, with the exception of individuals who provide essential services, and more on that later. So let's see, a timeline of events. Sunday was the National Janta Curfew, which was a voluntary 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. kind of trial run. That's when we had the 5 p.m. clapping on the balconies. And then Monday, the states and territories were left to kind of impose their own rules. By Tuesday morning, we were continuing essentially with the plan that had kind of carried over from Sunday. In Delhi, they had asked people to stay indoors. And then starting Tuesday night is when Modi, our prime minister, came on TV and instituted the new policy. And as of midnight Tuesday, the whole country, I should say midnight Wednesday then, so the whole country was on a full in total lockdown. So it's been a little bit crazy, but on the other hand, nothing really has changed for us, right? So this is, I think, our 15th day of self-isolation that we have been engaged in. And, our routine hasn't really changed, since we decided to stay home 2 weeks ago. So, so while it feels very different, in some ways it's also kind of more of the same for us, and made it a fairly easy transition. So before I get into any of that, just some quick facts and figures for you. I just checked. It's about, 5:35 p.m. on Thursday, March 26th. In India now, there's a total reported 694 cases, I believe, just shy of 700 cases. So if you remember when we first spoke a couple days ago, I think that was on Saturday, the total was hovering around 300, just a little over 300. So, clearly we are definitely seeing some doubling happening as, we have, and we're kind of following that exponential curve. I don't know how this mandated lockdown is going to affect it. Everybody hopes that it will keep it from rising too sharply and will help flatten that curve. So that's what everybody's hoping right now, and that's, I think, really India's best hope, I would say. So, as far as the government mandated lockdown, what's that been like? The only real thing is that there has been a huge challenge in the supply chain. So I talked a lot about my confidence in the supply chain here in India and how, it was like water, and wherever there was a crack for it to flow, things would get through. But that's not proved to be the case so far. Now, let me just back up. We've got tons of food, tons of supplies. We stocked up really well several weeks ago. So there is nothing critical in our household right now. That being said, this is a country that, with a huge population that really lives hand to mouth. And so that is a concern. I don't know what it is like in households across the country and some of the anxiety and fear that must be there, but I can only imagine it's really challenging right now. That being said, everybody insists that they're working on a system to allow deliveries, to allow food and essential goods to move. So that's the hope right now. There's just a lot of regulatory stuff that needs to get worked out. And all of these companies found out about the lockdown just at the same time that the rest of us did. Purposefully, I think they tried to keep it under wraps until they were ready to announce, to prevent people from moving across state lines and potentially spreading the disease even further than it already has. So I understand why, but it has certainly posed a bit of a challenge. There have been reports of delivery boys being harassed and things like that. So there's plenty of news articles out there. I'm not reporting the news, so you can go check that stuff out for yourself. But that being said, I am finding it hard to get some basic needs. Granted, in the grand scheme of things, none of it is that concerning. We've got tons of vegetables, and I've been pickling, and we've been making more dough and bread and pizza and all sorts of. So we've actually been eating really well. So I can't complain at all. And the weather's been great. I don't know. I mean, you can probably see the sun shining on me now. It's almost sunset. I can see farther than I've ever seen before off our rooftop. The air quality today was hovering around 50, which is just incredible. The temperatures have been touching 90 degrees, but not quite getting up into the mid 90s yet, although that's coming. I think right now everything feels pretty groovy if we can figure out the supply chain. So Amazon stopped delivering. Big Basket, which is one of the biggest online grocery retailers here, they've stopped delivering. The meat retailers like Licious, they've stopped delivering. The shops in the Defense Colony Market are supposedly open. I haven't ventured out that way. I'd rather not, personally. And I have been texting back and forth with a few different shop owners in the Defense Colony Market, and they are insisting that they're trying to get back up and running. And I've gotten some deliveries with limited success, but by and large, we're just not counting on any of that stuff right now. And hopeful that within the week to come, the wheels will get a little grease, and we'll start things moving again. So nothing really traumatic. I wouldn't say it's business as usual, not by a long shot, but it's not what I would call mission critical here in our household, at least in Defense Colony. It is strange kind of sharing this with you, because really all I have to share is what I'm reading in the news, which is the same stuff you are. And then what I can see from my balcony, which is so weird. I'm used to, being able to go around and observe and take photos and do all this stuff. And like everybody else right now in many, many places around the world, we're all just experiencing this from the comfort of our own TV screens. So let's see how things continue to go. I hope you guys are all doing well and hanging in there. And feel free to holler, ask me any questions. I'm bored out of my noggin, so happy to engage in any kind of conversations. So take care, stay home, stay healthy, and wish us luck out here in India. Let's see what happens, but I'm hoping that this lockdown has some positive effects. I think there's a lot of good things to be hopeful for right now. At least I hope. All right. Well, you guys take care, and I will catch you guys all on the flip side. All right. Bye.